Kenya Moore hair care, child. You mean to tell me Kenya done scammed her way to the Magic City Classic and trying to get them people to buy that water in a jar, allegedly? Now, look, I didn't say the Kenya Moore hair products was just water and 1% conditioner. I didn't say that. That's what Shamia said years ago on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She actually drunk it and it was water in the bottles. Let's get to it. So, yes, I'm like, Kenya Moore, because I said in my last review, I said, something don't seem right because, the Magic City Classic at the HBCU's huge game, they asked Kenya Moore to perform, and I said, why would anybody do that? And then I found out that she said on this episode that she partnered with them. She asked them, and I was like, okay, see, now it makes sense because, Gone with the Wind Fabulous was a moment. It was a song. But Kenya is not a recording artist. So I was just like, why did they, But now I see, I'm like, okay, all right. It makes sense now. So I was just like, what is going on, Anyway. Okay. So the first thing we see is Kenya and Monyetta. Child, we find out that Monyetta is actually a real life legit choreographer. She's worked with Genuine, she says. She says that she's worked with the singer Joe Thomas. She says that she's even done work for Prince. And you running behind Neo, Monyetta, at one point? Girl, please. Y'all gonna stop giving up y'all career for these dudes. They don't do it for y'all. Jab by. Get money, bitch. Okay? I want to settle down and I want to get your career, get you some awards, get you some accomplishments, get you established, that just in case this relationship don't go right, you still set. Love is blind and it'll take over your mind. So anyway, they're sitting down practicing or whatever, doing their thing. They both looking stiff to me, but hey. So all of a sudden, Monyetta's friend called this guy named Roy, the white guy, that Kenya is talking to and stuff. He's a business owner of whatever businesses. And, she's glowing up and, Kenya has been through a lot. I definitely say that Mark being on the show definitely gave Kenya some sympathy points, for sure, and how bad Mark treated her. So we do want Kenya to be happy in whatever aspect in her life, and so we're rooting for Kenya in finding love and all that stuff. I don't know if Roy's going to be the one or not. Who knows? But we'll see. Okay. So let me see. Anything else happening in that scene? No. Okay, so the next thing we see is Sanya, her sister, her mama, and the brother-in-law on the phone. Now, y'all know Sanya, she has asked her brother-in-law to be her personal assistant. Now, her brother-in-law, her sister, her mama, her daddy, and her brother-in-law and sister kids is all living in the house that she shares with her husband and her son. And they're trying to work on baby number 2. We found out that Sanya, she asked them to come there to, because I guess she's used to them, that's her family. She wanted to expose them to the opportunities that she has been exposed to and try to, help them out and everything, which is a beautiful idea in theory, but it just don't work out. We love family. My God, we do. But it's just once you get to a certain age, it's just staying with family, it just don't work. We can go on vacations here and there. We can spend the night at each other's house, Oh, they drunk. Come on over, spend the night, child. It's fine. That kind of stuff. It's cool. We family. We got each other back, but we don't need to stay together. It just never works out in the end. That's like making your husband your manager. It just never works out in the end. Or your wife your manager. It's too much. It's too much mixing and mingling. You have to have a venting point. You have to have, just that place your home where you just, where you could do like Tony Braxton and just breathe again. And you can't do that because the people that's getting on your nerves stay with you. You know, it's just a lot. But I get what Sanya was coming from. She was coming from a good place. But yeah, Ross done told Sanya that he want them people at his house. Sanya told her sister and it hurt her feelings. Now I remember either last episode or the episode before that, Sanya's sister was talking about how she's ready to go pretty much. And how she's just, you know, it's a lot. She's over the process. She's over how Sanya talked to her husband and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, but now her feelings hurt when Sanya said that Ross said, you know, she's ready for them to go and stuff. I'm like, girl. See, to avoid any kind of money issues, to avoid damaging your relationship with your sister, to avoid any of these kind of issues, just don't work with them. Don't just keep things separately. Just sometimes you just can't work with family. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it don't. And I don't know. I don't know if I would be willing to take that kind of risk to just completely just fall out with family members for $5. I don't know. I don't know, but whatever. Okay, moving on from that. We see Marlo, her sister, her nephews, and Courtney. Marlo, she's taking pictures for Halloween or whatever. We haven't seen her sister since last season, I believe. Her little sister. Courtney ended up coming up. Y'all know Courtney, who got into it with Candy and all that kind of stuff. Thirsty for a peach when she does not even have a seed. I told you that she don't. And the sad part about it is that Courtney got more confessional scenes than Monietta. I like Monietta, but Monietta is like watching paint dry. It's just. I think Monietta's pretty. She's successful. She definitely seems like a great friend in real life, but a reality star, she's not. I don't think. I mean, we'll see. We'll still give her a chance, you know, but I just don't see it. I just don't get excited when she come on the screen. It's just like, oh, this Monietta. You know, she the homie. We like her, but, you know, that's just Monietta. You know, she's just, I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, we see Courtney. But on the flip side, Courtney got some pizzazz. And if Courtney did not come into the situation the way that she did, I would probably like Courtney. Because Candy was not on this episode at all. Did I miss her? Candy was not on this episode at all. I noticed that she wasn't there, obviously. You know, we love Candy. But Courtney, I don't want to like her. But I liked Courtney when she was not around Candy. Because she's just going to bother Candy the whole time when she's around Candy. But when Candy was not there, her interacting with the other ladies and stuff and all that. And Drew was not on this episode either. And I was just like, when cousin Drew and Candy not around, Courtney is cool. She's likable. I don't know. I liked her. There's something to that, child. I don't know. Anyway. Where was I going with that? Okay, so Marlo, she started to talk about how this whole nephew thing with her nephew passing away a few years ago, tragically. And she says that he was working at the OLG restaurant. Marlo somehow wanted something more out of Candy. I guess she wanted more of an apology, more empathy towards the situation. But Candy did not give her. She said it's just always bothered her. So again, is that your issue with Candy, Marlo? What is the real issue that you have with Candy? You say Candy's selfish. Candy is about Candy. First of all, she's not obligated to give you nothing, Marlo. Like, what is the real issue? Because Marlo used to date Candy's, I think, godbrother, whatever, back in the day. So Candy and Marlo have been knowing each other a long, long time. So I just think it's just stuff throughout the years that has been brought on the show. And you got to connect. You got to have some kind of connect on the show. You got to have some kind of little beef or something going. So she just going to choose Candy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But Candy don't owe you nothing, Marlo. Yes, it would be nice for her to do whatever you want her to do, but she don't owe you that. And why do you feel like she does? It's very weird. It's becoming obsessive, sis. Like, chill out. Let me see. Yeah, that was it. I also noticed that when Drew's name was brought up, cousin Courtney wasn't taken up for her. Like she did when she was actually in the vicinity. I'm like, I see you, cousin Courtney. Child, that thing a mess. Let me see. So Sheree, she goes to the doctor. She has fibroids. The doctor tells her she got a couple the size of lemons. And they want her to obviously get them removed. Sheree said no. She don't want to get her fibroids removed, but she don't want to be out of work for 6 to 8 weeks because she's working on She by Sheree. Sheree. We waited on She by Sheree anything from She by Sheree for 14 years. Yet you can't take 8 weeks of a break when you've took a 14-year break. Okay. And then you go on Sheree's site. Everything is ridiculously overpriced. $252 sweatshirts and stuff. Just come on, Sheree. Come on. I gotta post that on my community tab. A hot mess. I said, wow. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so Kenya, she's going on this trip to Birmingham, Alabama. For this charity event and stuff, and to perform and all that good stuff. So we have Kenya, Manyeta, Sheree, Sanya, Marlo, and Courtney. Candy was busy and Drew was sick, child. And Kenya's feeling some kind of way that Candy's not there. Y'all know Kenya and Candy are super close. And Kenya really don't care for too many other people that's going. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Okay, let me see. They talked about eating the groceries in the back. We found out that Kenya Moore ate some man out, child, back in the day. We don't know who he is. I guess she tilted her crown to the side, or she laid it on the bed while she did what she had to do to please that man. And so, yeah, she said it tastes like chicken. So, what else happened on the bus? We found out that Courtney's in a complicated situation. She maybe is single, maybe not, whatever. Let me see. So the ladies, they went to a bucking class hosted by this guy, and he taught them, certain dance moves or whatever that the dancers do. King wanted to spice it up and create a dance contest that the girls was going to be in, meaning Courtney, Sanya, Marlo, and Sheree. But her, Manyeta, would not be in the dance off because I guess Kenya now feels like she's a skilled dancer because Manyeta been teaching her. And also, Kenya and Manyeta dived off, to go practice a little bit more because she still has not told them that that's why she's up there, is to do the Magic City Classic because she has a performance. So Kenya's ducking off this entire episode and ain't saying nothing to nobody. Everybody was just like, what is going on? Why did you bring us? I mean, really. Then you ask questions about where she been because it's what a normal human being would do. Then she catch an attitude with you. So it's just like, girl, so she did the whole dance contest. Who Kenya picked, who won the dance contest was Sheree. Who actually won the dance contest, in my opinion, was either Marlo or Sanya. But she liked Sheree more than she liked the rest of them. So that's who she went to. Girl, if you was just going to be biased, you should have just not did it. Okay, so the ladies sit down to eat. Um, Bryce called in, and then like I already knew, we found out that Kenya and Bryce, which is Courtney's baby daddy, worked on Twa, the first one. And she was just like, oh, he's just such a beautiful man in the 90s and blah, blah, blah. So then they FaceTime. And Kenya was like, oh, hi, and blah, blah, blah. And then she threw shade at him, talking about he was a beautiful man in the 90s. And I'm like, Kenya, when have you ever picked men that was that fine and stuff? And I'm just like, and I'm looking at your little man that you got now, child. And he looked like he worked on a boat. So I'm just like, girl, you act like you done got somebody. Girl, Kenya is a mess. I'll tell you. You don't look how you. I mean, Kenya's a beautiful woman, but I mean, girl, child, please, that skin just is textured. Anyway, and I don't like that blonde hair. I like Kenya's other confessional looks, but I don't like that shade of blonde and that cut with the bang, that Farrah Fawcett moment in her that Heather Locklear moment in her confessionals. I do not like that on Kenya. Not at all. That would have worked on Sheree, or who else they would have worked on that look. Let me think. Probably even Marlo, but that wasn't the T Kenya. But her other two confessional looks, she looks very pretty. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just like, she always got to throw shade. So they started talking about the whole situation that happened between Drew and Marlo at the end of the episode, child, and them yelling at each other. Marlo acting a fool, showing out on Drew about the whole, nephew situation. Her feeling like Drew brought the whole shooting up as a dig or whatever it was. It was unnecessary, misguided, wrong, ridiculous, and crazy for Marlo to do that. Yeah. And so after that, Kenya is rushing the girls because they got to go to a charity event that she's kind of like the star of, and she needs to be there on time and blah, blah, blah. She made Manetta go up the stairs and change her outfit. And then it was only Kenya, Sheree, and Courtney in the car. And then the other ladies, they was getting ready, but Kenya left them, got to the event, and the event is just like a family reunion, child. And Kenya judged it up like it was something or another because that's Kenya. She was rude to all of them, and just for them all to get kicked out, they kicked production out of the charity event because they say they causing too much attention to themselves. So you did all that, Kenya, just for all y'all to get kicked out. And she made Manetta change her dress, but Kenya had on this dress that was showing everything. And I was just like, Kenya's a mess. Okay, so after that, the ladies decide, we just gonna party a little bit and go back to the hotel room and do something. So Kenya ended up flaking on them again, and they was trying to figure out where Kenya was. So they went to her hotel room, all the ladies did, and all the ladies knocked on Kenya's door. It was just like, Kenya, what's going on? Kenya. So then here come Marlo with the biggest foot and the biggest hand and came and knocked on Kenya's door. And then that's when Kenya had said something. And then that's when Marlo kicked her. She hit the door hard again. Then Kenya finally opened and she cussed Marlo out. And she's like, what the F are you doing? My daughter's here, blah, 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 blah. So then Marlo went off. And Kenya and Marlo's going to have some nasty words to say to each other. Marlo going to walk off and look like she going to slam the door. She going to close the door in somebody's face, child, that was behind her. Because she's pissed off and mad and stuff. And it's just like, Marlo and Kenya ain't going to never get along. I actually, believe it or not, I have more hope for Candy and Marlo to get along than I do Kenya and Marlo. It's not going to happen. Marlo is a trip. I don't know what her issue is with Candy, but she just needs to let it go. And Candy ain't going to never be what you want her to be. Just let it go, child. I just don't know what it is. But yes, it's crazy. But I don't. Marlo can be nasty and mean and a bully and all that, but so can Kenya. So I don't get this whole thing. So many people are coming at Marlo. I can't stand her getting kicked off the show. She's the worst housewife. She's definitely nowhere near the best. And I personally think that they waited too long to give Marlo a peach. Marlo should have been a peach holder years ago, way back when Nene was on there. It would have made more sense. But years have went by, and now all this beef that she had with people, it just seems ridiculous. It's just like, well, girl, what is you really beefing about? Like, it's not authentic. It doesn't make any sense. It just means like she's trying to pick and start stuff, you know? But yeah, it's just I don't. Marlo is more, you know, upfront and probably meaner and more physical and stuff like that than Kenya is. But I never forget how sorry. But I never forget how Kenya Moore did Kim Fields. And so many others. So I mean, you know, I love Kenya, but I'm just saying we gotta call a thing a thing. They two bullies. Who gonna win? You know? Ah. Anyway, with that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at iskingsmore on Instagram and Twitter. At iskingsmore89 on Snapchat. Chess King on Facebook. MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.